Alright guys, we're back with another video, and today I'm going to teach you how to test your speaker to see if it works or not. This project got kind of tossed onto me last minute out of the blue. You see what's going on is my son ordered a speaker from eBay and he installed it and he said, hey, it's not working, there's no sound coming out. So I went out there with the multimeter and I discovered that the new used speaker that he ordered is not working. So I'm going to show you guys how to test this very quickly, and then we're going to repair what's wrong because I already saw what's wrong, and I'm going to show you how to repair it if it does go bad. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the original speaker that was installed in that vehicle, and this is a G37 speaker, but this works for any speaker. The only difference here is majority of the time the speakers will have the magnet in the back, and this has the magnet in the front. So it's designed a little bit different where they place the magnet, but all speakers would have a coil and they would have a permanent magnet so it could oscillate. The magnet, since it's a permanent magnet, creates a field, a permanent field, and then the electricity from the radio energizes the coil and makes it oscillate back and forth, producing sound. So we're going to be testing the coil today. And if you looked at a lot of my videos, you would notice a pattern that everything in the modern world has coils. They have coils, capacitors, resistors. They all have these electronics. What I'm trying to say is this is how modern electronics work. They work with coils, solenoids, its windings, and electromagnets. So if you learn how to test a speaker, you could test solenoids, you could test other things. So let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll walk you through all the steps. So this speaker is actually good. The only thing is that the backing of the speaker here, you can see it has a hole. He could technically repair this and put some tape in the back and it would sound a little better than how it sounds now. There's a lot of distortion in the sound when the bass kicks. So I guess he wants to listen to a lot of thumping music with some 808s, and it's not working very well. There's a lot of distortion right now. He could technically sort of repair this, but we're going to go ahead and test this speaker, and I'm going to see what happens to the multimeter when I test it, and you're going to see the readings. Alright guys, so I have the multimeter here and I have everything wired up, and excuse the mess. This project got tossed at me last minute. They just said, hey, it's not working, so I figured I'll show you guys and I'll fix it for him and show you how it's done. So, and he could learn as well because he's paying attention. I'm sure he's paying attention. But we have our multimeter here, and you can see I have these two probes. Now every speaker is going to have two wires. You technically have like a negative and a positive, yada yada yada, but all that it matters is that you connect the two probes. You could use the multimeter ends or a wire, since I have a pigtail here that I cannot really access it through these connectors, these probes. So I have my multimeter set to this feature here. It's technically not ohms. This is really designed so if you're trying to test if you have continuity on something and you could figure out if it's working or not. I use this all the time to figure out if the leads are working. So if you touch it together, it would make a sound. It would make an audible sound coming off the multimeters. And I'm going to go ahead and touch the two probes together. And there it goes. There's the audible sound. It's a buzzing sound. Then I remove it and there is no more continuity happening. So this is telling me that if I am connecting one to the other, there's something going on. So you're going to do the same thing with your speaker. You could technically have it in ohms and see what readings, how many ohms you're getting, but every speaker is going to be different, and every speaker is going to operate at a different ohms, 6, 8 ohms, yada yada yada. You're basically just wanting to know if that coil is an open circuit or a closed circuit very quickly. You're not worried about what are the specs. You just want to know quickly, is it good or bad? So I'm going to go ahead and connect this other probe here, and it's buzzing. Okay, so that's telling me it's a closed circuit. That means that the wire's wrapping around, it loops in through one wire and it ends up in the other wire. Now I'm going to show you another quick and easy way in how to test if the speaker is good or not, because a lot of you might have not ever seen this done. Now, this speaker is an electromagnet. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that if you connect positive negative to a battery, a direct current battery, very low voltage 1.5 battery, you could get this to make a sound. And this is how I used to test things when I worked in police vehicles very quickly. Without a multimeter, I would just jump on the squad car, connect the two probes together, tap it. Am I hearing something? Yes or no? And then I could diagnose things quickly without having to bring out my multimeter. So let me show you how that works. Okay, so I have obtained a AA battery. This is just 1.5 volts. Okay, this is a good battery. And basically all you do, it doesn't matter how you hook up the probes. If you put it one way, the speaker might go out. If you put it the other way, it might go in. Depending on how the polarities you insert them into the wire, the speaker is going to do something else, because this works in alternating current, and that's a whole nother subject to talk about. But right now we're going to be putting just 1.5 volts, and it is safe to do that. As long as you pulse it, it is safe. More than likely I'll get some knucklehead getting in the comments saying that you're going to destroy the speaker. You're not. I have measured the amount of voltage that comes out of the radio with the multimeter, and sometimes you're having about 26, 36 volts getting inserted into the speaker. Yes, it's alternating current, but it is still a lot more than 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead and connect one end here, okay? And I'm going to, with the other end, I'm going to tap it, and you're going to hear an audible sound. And if you could move the camera closer, just in case it's not picking up the sound, we could hear it a little bit better. Okay, so that audible sound is the electromagnet energizing and pushing against the permanent magnet's field. It's pushing away or pulling towards it, depending on how I put this battery. So you can use a higher voltage battery. You can. I would not recommend it, but you will hear a higher audible sound. This is the same way in how you would increase the knob on your stereo, and it would have more of an amplitude of the signal coming out, and the speaker would become louder. Now, since we're not going to use the speaker again, I don't really care if it blows up, but it might be entertaining. You're going to notice that the sound is going to be a lot louder. So I have amplified that signal, but we know that the speaker is good. Now, we're going to go ahead and test this speaker first with the multimeter and then with these wires, and we're going to see if the speaker works, because he was getting no sound coming out of this speaker. And then I'm going to show you what I found. Okay, so once again, I have hooked up the probes to the speaker, and I have the multimeter connected to one end, and I'm going to connect the other one. And like I mentioned before, when you connect the two leads together, you should hear a buzzing sound. So when I connect this lead to this, we should hear something, but you're not hearing it. There's an open circuit. There's something wrong here. And you could even see in the meter right here, there is nothing changing physically. There's nothing in the numbers. Now, if I go ahead and connect and jump the leads, you're going to see the multimeter, it changes and you get a buzzing. So it's an open circuit. There's something wrong either with the coil or the wire in the back. And we're going to get to that in a second. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But we're going to test this speaker the same way with this little AA battery, and we're going to see if we get an audible sound. So now, once again, I am grabbing the two wires, positive and negative, and we should be hearing an audible sound just like before, but there is nothing. This speaker is blown or has an open circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart because I took a peek in there and I saw what's wrong, and we're going to go ahead and repair it. And we're going to find out together what's wrong.
No, we're breaking them. We might have to... The other housing. That's crazy. Well, we just broke 2 of the bolts that were seized on there. We're probably going to have to use the other housing, the other casing, to put the speaker back on. But this is starting to turn it into a nightmare for me. So, just going to remove this off of here. Well, we could leave it here. So, here we have the 2 wires that come from this pigtail, and it comes all the way in here. And you can see how we have a positive sign, and we don't have a negative, but this is the negative side. And you can see that this wire is not touching here. It is not connected. So we are going to repair this. This is why I'm having an open circuit. If I was to take my multimeter right now and probe this and connect it to this wire, it will buzz. It will say, hey, there is something working now. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. So basically, this is what it was seen before. The wires are coming here. It was to this side and there's nothing happening. But if I go here, there. So I know that this coil inside here is obviously working, and it's just this wire that's loose here. So we're going to repair this really quick, and we're going to get the speaker working again. Alright, so the repair was very easy, very quick to do. It is done. Let's go ahead and test it and see if we get an audible sound, and test it with the multimeter as well. So I have the pigtail hooked up again, and I'm using those wires. If you need a link to these little jumper wires, I'll put a link in the description. I pick them up on Amazon. I have a whole bag of them. I mean, I use them all the time, but we're going to go ahead and do it again. You can see, if you get closer, my camera person, if you get closer, you would be able to see the speaker move in and out. You can see right now it's pushing out, and if I reverse this, it's going to push in. See, it's getting sucked in now. And that's because this speaker, like I was mentioning before, works with alternating current. Audio is alternating current. The frequencies are going in and out, in and out. So it's going from positive to negative, back and forth. So that's how you get the oscillations with the bass. He wants the 808 bass sound, the boom. You need alternating current. We're using direct current to test the speaker. That's why you just hear a click, just a one-way click, instead of a buzzing sound. Now I have the multimeter hooked up again, and I am gonna probe these ends, and I should hear an audible click. Okay, and there you go. It's showing that there is continuity, and this coil is good. Now, if you wanted to get technical, you could switch it to ohms, and then you could figure out how many ohms is your speaker actually, does your speaker actually have, yada yada yada, and to match it with the amp. But like I said before, that's for another subject. We're just trying to test right now if the speaker is good. And now that I have repaired it, it is good. It's good to be installed. We're going to go ahead and swap the housings because you saw some of those bolts broke. And we're going to install it and see if we could hear some music. My man's going to install it back on the panel, and then I'm going to check with him in just a second to see if it works. and then you're gonna owe me $165, right?
165?
Yeah, plus tax.
Bro, scamming me.
This is skilled labor, bro. All right, so he has the wire hooked up, and he's gonna put on some music. Let's try to figure out. Let's find out what type of music he listens to. What is this? Listen, guy, what is that? Here, give me that. Let me put some real music. Here, guy, play that. Play that.
Oh my God.
Just play that. There you go. That's music.
Bro.
All right, guys, that is all I have for you. If you learned something, consider subscribing, considering watching some of the other videos. I have a lot of how-tos, and I have some videos in the channel that I'm building cars as well. So we'll see you in the next one.